Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Kaylin here at Full Purpose and Heart. It has been a hot minute since I have sat down and done an update with you guys, so I thought I would take a minute this afternoon and let you guys know how things are going on in our side of the mountain. So let's have an update. All right, so first of all, as a quick life update for you guys, those of you that are new probably don't know, but at the end of 2020, our family picked up and left, and we went on a 4-month road trip, mostly on the East Coast, and then kind of towards the end of the year, we went to the South where it was nice and warm, and then we arrived back to our home state of Utah at the beginning of 2021, and from there, we are waiting for our home to be built. So we have had a very, tumultuous, maybe for lack of a better word, just a very moving and shaking homeschool year this year, and so much has changed. One of the videos that I have planned to record is how my homeschool philosophy has changed because of COVID and just in the last 6 years that we've been homeschooling. So just by way of a quick update, that's where we are with our life. We are still waiting for our home to be built, and so we are in this transitionary phase. Because of that, a lot of my homeschool curriculum has really thinned down. Some of the videos you may have seen is just how I've minimized a lot of my students' homeschool work, and so this is just an update of how that has been going. So I'll start with my 3rd grader, then we'll move on to my 5-year-old, and then my preschooler is at the end. So let's do my 3rd grader. Number 1, so if you've been along the journey, and those of you who are my longtime friends, you guys know that my hardest subject has been English pretty much from the beginning. We've always struggled trying to find a curriculum that we like, that we stick with, that hits all of the English, sections, and it's been a struggle. And so for a lot of 2020, I was using the Evan Moore online digital library that they have, which the name I can't remember anymore. Teacher File Box is what it's called. And if you don't know anything about that, I do have a video about it. I love it. It has pretty much all of the Evan Moore resources that you could use or need in a digital file. So we did that a lot when we were on our road trip, but when we arrived back here in Utah, I noticed that I was kind of using it less. And so consequently, our English studies fell off the wagon. So now that we're in the 4th quarter, I kind of want to touch base and see where we are at, academically speaking, so that I know kind of where to place him when we go into our next school year. So to help me do that, I picked up a new Evan Moore book. This is called Top Student, and I'm actually going to do a look in the book for all of these that I got for all 3 of my kids so that you can get an idea. But essentially what it is it's just a compilation of all of the subjects, a nice review, if you will, of all the subjects, and I'm planning on using it through 4th quarter and then as our summer work. Usually I buy the Evan Moore summer book, but this year we're just going to stick with this. So what my plan is that you can kind of see it's all color coded here, and so each color code is a different subject area, if you will, and the first 4 colors up until this teal is English. So these are all English pages. So it covers writing, spelling, grammar and phonics, and some other stuff that now I can't remember. So we are going to do 2 pages every day from now through the end of the year. And that's going to cover about 10 weeks worth of work. And I think we have maybe 12 weeks of school left. Don't count my math for me because I might be totally wrong. But when I did the math, I kind of was averaging about 8 to 10 weeks worth of work if we did 1 page per day of each of these. So we are going to do 1 page of green and 1 page of blue one day, and then 1 page of orange and 1 page of purple the next day. So anyway, that'll kind of be a good English chunk. The teal pages here is his math. And I've always really liked our math curriculum. We've been doing Horizons since the very beginning for him. And we're on about, like, I think we just passed lesson 100. The curriculum goes through 160 lessons. I think we might round out 130 or 40 by the time we're done. So I'm going to feel really good about where we land with that. So right now with Horizons, we're doing a lot of like equivalent fractions work. If you don't know, Horizons is a cyclical roundy round. Every time I say that word, I say it wrong, but you know what I mean. It goes like we study something and then it goes in a loop, right? So then you come back to it. And as opposed to the mastery where you study one, concept until the student understands it and then move on. So I've always loved it, and we did equivalent fractions for a hot minute, and then we kind of went off it for several lessons, and I was like, thank heavens, well, now we're back. So we're back to it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so I've always loved Horizons. So I say that because this whole teal section, when I thumbed through it, all of these subjects we have covered and my son understands. So I felt really excited about that because, it just always feels like a good pat on a mama's back when your student is hitting what is expected as the grade level type work. So coming from public school, it's been really hard to beat that out of me, and it's still there. So that feels really good for me. Okay. So again, I'll do a look in the book that'll show you a little bit more of these pages, but we're going to be doing that. And then I also picked up an additional skills sharpeners, spell and write. I love the Skill Sharpener series. I've talked many times about them here on my channel. I've done tons of reviews on them. These particular two products I bought myself, but I have done reviews for Evan Moore where they've sent me their products. But like I said, this one I actually purchased with my own money, and these ones I did too. That's how much I love Evan Moore, is like I actually go out and I buy them myself. So I got this for my third grader. Our spelling has always been a struggle. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you might be like beating your head on a stick for me, because that's how I feel. We start a curriculum, we stop a curriculum, we try something new, and then that falls off. And like, consequently, my son's spelling is atrocious. But I'm not giving up. Tomorrow's another year. Next year's another year. And then the other thing that we did that I wanted to share with you guys as an idea for you, which my son loved, is he wrote a book. And yes, he wrote the K's backwards. And so that just is what it is. But what we did is that he had several pieces of paper, and pretty much like there's always a ream of paper out in my house, and the kids just like go through it like crazy. And so anyway, he had several pieces of paper, and he decided he wanted to write a book. So for about a week, every day, I just let him write, and I didn't like edit it. I didn't do anything for him. He just wrote freely. And it was based off of a book that he's reading, which is called Kingdom Keepers. But he kind of like changed the story and got creative and did his own things. But the characters were the same. So it wasn't like he wrote a whole story on his own. Anyway, so then we took that rough draft and we went through together and we edited the whole story in places that it wasn't a complete thought. We finished the chapter, we edited all the grammar and the spelling, and like, anyway, we just went through and did a whole edit. And then I went on Amazon and bought these like hardcover like books, and there's like 24 pages in here or something like that. And he wrote the final copy. So, and he included pictures and like all the things, and he wrote in nice handwriting. We wrote it in pen, and it was just a really fun, he loved that. We did that in place of all of these like work text pages. And we did it took like, I don't know, several weeks probably. So that was a lot of fun, and he loved it so much. He's like, I want to write another book. So if you're like kind of working with a struggling student, my kiddo, it loves to draw and to write comics and all that kind of stuff. So that was like a good medium for him. So that's kind of an update on where we are with my third graders English. As far as everything else goes, I mentioned math, and then science is really the only other subject that we're focusing on a regular basis. At the beginning of the year, I did purchase BJU Press's online distance learning. That Mrs. Overly is the teacher, and for the first 6 chapters up through sound, we were watching the videos online. Since then, starting like the second half of chapter 6 and moving forward, I'm just reading it to him, like we're kind of reading it together, and then we have the work text pages, and we're just doing it independent of the online distance learning part of it, which is kind of a waste of money because that's the most expensive part. The reason why we decided to stop with the videos is just because I felt like the videos were really long, and she's just very wordy, and I was feeling like it just was taking more time to explain something that was a really simple concept. So for example, when you learn about energy in motion, one of the sections is about work. It was like a 47-minute video to explain the fact that work, defined by scientists, is when something moves, essentially. When a force moves and something. But I mean, she just went on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I was like, anyway, it just was really frustrating for me as the teacher that I was sitting there being like, she's described this 6 times. My student has it, and now it's just turned into like a battle because he doesn't want to sit and listen to the teacher teach the same thing over and over and over again. So at the beginning of the year, when I decided to invest in BJU Press, I was really excited because I loved our English unit that we did the year before, but this just hasn't been the same. And if you know, I also invested in the history, and we stopped that like really early on because it was almost impossible. It was like unbearable. So anyway, that's where we've gone with science. The book, the text, student text, I don't have a teacher's manual, but the student text does have like an explanation of the, you can see like the little picture there of the science projects that you do. So you do have that. But you know, here's an example, like this is when you have a tuning fork in water. When we watch the video, Mrs. Overly does it on the video, and then you can actually see it happen, but we didn't have these instruments at home. So that would be something that your student wouldn't be able to physically see with their eyeballs. But hello, #YouTube has videos of all that kind of stuff. So you can easily just like look it up. But the textbook does have, I was going to try to look and see. Here's an example of an activity. The textbook does have that. So if you're looking for like something for your 3rd grader or any level, then you can just get the student text and the activity pages and make it work. So again, YouTube is just full of really good content. When we did the sound, actually, we learned about the ear, and then it tells you to make a diagram of the ear, which was really awesome. And like, it was all there. And then we watched Storybots on, I don't know what platform. It might have been on Netflix. But anyway, they have a whole like, how does the ear hear episode. So that was a really good. Anyway, so science is going really good. So that's pretty much it. I brought my kiddos binder in here. I've talked about binder work forever, but in my upcoming video, I'm going to explain why we are no longer doing binder like systems anymore. So lots of change. So, I'll talk really briefly about my kindergartner / K5. So she does her online program. It's called Upstart. I've mentioned it lots of times. The company who provides it is Waterford, and it's available in lots of states. It's free. I would highly recommend that you look in your state and see if it's available for your pre-kindergarten student. They can do it the year they turn 5. So, I guess, anyway, so like my student's a late birthday. So the year before they enter kindergarten is when they qualify for Upstart. And I just spoke with the company yesterday. They were like, wow, she's super far ahead. She's like graduating kindergarten work and going into 1st grade. Like these concepts are covered in late kindergarten, and they just are raving that she's doing really well. So I knew that, and I'm excited about that. So that's been really great. And then she has also several Evan Moore books that she does. One of them is like a read and write book, I think. She still does that every day. And then she has her Abeka K5 math page. She's doing that and loves it and is really progressing really well. I think that in this coming year, we actually will do we'll like move her into Horizons, which is what we did with her brother. So that's been going really great. Oh, and then we started reading. I got a bunch of books from Scholastic, and I really like Scholastic. I don't think that they're always the best priced, but I do really like them. So especially with COVID, they started shipping directly to parents' homes, so you don't have to have like a teacher classroom or a teacher to order through. Well, you do have to have a teacher to order through, but you can have it shipped to your house. And so I'll put a link in the description box below. I had a I had like a preschool class that I ran in my home. And so because of that, I have a link, and so you can order through my link if you want to, and then you can have the books shipped to your house. I don't know how long Scholastic will do that once the schools open again. I'm sure they're not going to forever ship to parents' houses, but you're welcome to use that link and see, if that's available for you. Anyway, so we ordered a bunch of books for her. We're reading Amelia Bedelia together right now. I got 2 Amelia Bedelia books, and then I got a bunch of Little House on the Prairie books. Oh, I'm so excited. Since I started homeschooling, I always had dreams of doing Little House on the Prairie units with my daughter. So if you could do me a huge favor, like if you've made it this far in the video, in the comment section below, please write down any links or resources that you used to build a Little House on the Prairie units. I have all of the books. I ordered like the whole kit again from Scholastic. It was a great price. And so we're going to start that unit in the fall. So that's very exciting. And again, we're just reading out loud together. All right. The last student is my preschooler. He's like preschool, but we are making some progress. I did notice in January that he started to pick up his letters a lot more, but I just have this whole like system that I have built for my preschool students. And it's kind of a combination of what I did when I hosted public preschool or like for my neighborhood, and then now what I do with my own student. But he does his daily learning notebook. He does like one of my letter books a day. We have an interactive notebook that sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I have like these number songs and rhymes and pages that we do for our numbers. And then I have just a series of games that we do during our kind of circle time. So if you want the resources that I do with my preschooler, I have a lot of videos here on YouTube about that. So just kind of like go to my playlists and look around. I'll try to link it in the eye in the sky here. And then in the description box below, I have a link to my preschool bundle. You can buy it as a bundle and it saves you like $7, I think, as opposed to buying it like piece by piece. So anyway, that's where that's going. Kind of like I had mentioned at the beginning of the video, a lot of my ideas about how to homeschool have changed quite a lot through this journey. So I'm going to, just share what I've learned and share kind of just the journey of homeschool, if you will, with you guys here in an upcoming video. But to all of my new subscribers and all of my old subscribers and everybody that's here, I know that I'm not like the biggest channel, and I know that I'm definitely not the fastest growing or the most popular, but I do love sharing my journey here, and I hope that you guys find something of value here. So give my video a thumbs up if you feel like it is valuable, or if you're new here, or if you're old here, or whatever. Just let me know that you're here and that you're watching it. And then check my channel. I've got lots of resources here and more coming around. So subscribe if you would like some more of that content. So anyways, thanks so much. We'll catch you in another one. Bye.